Mafia, are you ready?
He said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling, the Essential Series. And if you couldn't already tell by watching and seeing the shimmy that's going on in Joe's camera, today's topic can be introduced a bunch of different ways, such as Lionheart, the man of 1,004 holds, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, Y2J, the sexy beast, the painmaker, the champion, and the demo god. But we could just say it's Chris Jericho today.
Do you know what happens when you leave out one of the best names? Do you know what happens?
What is that name? What is it?
It's the list of Jericho, and you just made the list.
But that's not his nickname. That was the prop. It wasn't a nickname.
It doesn't matter. It could be his best.
I completely
Jericho agree. At his absolute best.
I agree.
Maybe not in the ring, but
no.
Out of redeveloping, that could be his absolute best.
So speaking of the ring, it's our job today to do the 5 essential matches of Chris Jericho.
All right. Let me see if I can put this back into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing prep work for this is it's prep work. Because basically what you do is you go back, you're like, all right, I know where I want to start. Do I remember this the way that I remember this? And watch them like, because you can pick so many different errors for Chris Jericho. Just for example, because that's what we're doing today. You go back, you like, do you go back and once you find like some that you remember, like, you know, when you have some and you're in a different area, you're like, oh my God, I forgot it. This match. Do any of those supersede the ones that you originally had thought in your mind? Like did the ones that you remembered the most?
Yeah, I got you. So I think I'm leaning towards the ones that you remember originally, that you knew were great. You knew the moments.
There's nothing that swung the pendulum the other way.
No, like, I mean, they were all like, yeah, they were all great matches, but like, there's nothing like, and look, we can't get enough of it as fans anyway, is nostalgia. There isn't anything like it because you get to relive that moment, that feeling. And with Chris Jericho, for a lot of us our age anyway, it's being younger and seeing these moments.
There's a lot of Chris Jericho because my first memories are before your first memories.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
We're the same age, but
yes.
Because I watched WCW, my memories of Chris Jericho started earlier than when he got to WWF.
Much earlier.
Well, no, probably only about 2 years. 2-3 years, maybe.
But in that time of a WCW reign with Chris Jericho, that's a lot because he goes from debuting to going up against Goldberg in that program where he was 8-0 versus Greenberg. Like that's a long time in between. And that's how I first know Y2J is that feud with Goldberg, because that's when I'd be flipping back and forth because now you had Goldberg, you had all this shit going on. Everything was crazy with Nitro, whether it was good or bad is irrelevant. It was must watch. So I think that's where my first memory was. So I know.
So your first memories are Jericho Ralphus.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for real. Yeah, because I was too busy watching Monday Night Raw. I didn't want to watch Nitro, so I didn't see the 1,004 holds, and I didn't see all that.
All right.
All right, so we're going to start the the Essential 5 off. I have 3.
You get 3. This is my payback for Michaels.
Yes.
This is my payback for getting Shawn Michaels 3. And you get 2. This is one of my paybacks, because if you land on another one, then we're gonna have problems. No, actually, if you land on 2 more, we're gonna have problems. I gotta make sure I get at least 3 Brett.
You gotta map it out our schedule so you at least get one.
Out to where I get 3. Yes, because I'm usually the one that comes up with the next wrestler. I just gotta think. Am I up for 3? All right.
Yeah, this is a good one we do.
Yeah. We're gonna do Doink next week. I know it's gonna be me.
We can do Doink. I'm down for that.
No. All right, let's start this shit show off.
All right, so my first match, going to early Jericho. I think it is a pivotal match in his career and making him just the start of that character to go into Nitro and go forward. So I'm going with Jericho versus Cactus Jack in ECW in 96.
As soon as you said freaking you're going early Jericho, I knew you were going earlier than WCW Jericho.
Yes. Yeah, that match with Cactus Jack, who at this point, this was only, I think, the first month or 2 of Jericho joining ECW. And this match was phenomenal. And Jericho even talks about it and how he owes a lot to Mick Foley for bringing him in and doing what he does. Oh, I see the lunatic in your window. But yeah, I think that has to be on the list for early.
I am Seinfeld. There's always something new in the background.
Yep. This time it's a cat in the window.
Shit, that kind of throws a wrench in my spokes, because now there's only 4 left. And my first pick was a little selfish because I remember exactly, well, maybe not exactly, but I remember the feeling. And I remember watching it with my father, and I remember his reaction, which is always, if you know my dad. So
obviously,
imagine him now. He was exactly the same. Almost 15 years ago, 16 years ago. He was exactly how he was.
With more energy, probably.
A little bit more energy, a little bit more emotion, but it was, he was a little younger. So, and he was actually enjoying and in the know of everything. Like now it's so hard to be in the know when there's so much going on, especially for a guy who's 65, who just learned how to text message. It's a little harder, but selfishly, I think I'm going to do it. And we're definitely leaving off a couple really good matches.
I'm dying. What is it?
It's the Malenko Jericho from the pay-per-view Slamboree, when they had the battle royal to decide who wrestles Jericho, and the masked Cyclope that was Dean Malenko under the mask. So he revealed himself after he won the battle royal, and he was out for a while. So I remember the reaction from the crowd when that happened was insane. And I remember my dad's reaction, which made it that much better for me. And then the match was actually really good too. I mean, Malenko and Jericho in WCW were incredible, because that's when Jericho kind of went from the baby face to, he was really doing, like, he was finding himself as a heel.
Yes. Yeah.
It was, and that's when you really started to hate him. But that's when people, even back then, still loved him, but loved to hate him. It's like that weird, like, that's why no one has that today.
Mm-mm.
Like when people would make signs and he would rip them up, like that was incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
Like people loved him, but he was still his character.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But selfully,
that definitely, look, I'm telling you, that is the probably most random.
When I first think of Chris Jericho, I really, like, that's one of my first memories is that.
That works. I mean, look, if that you think that needs to be on there.
You knew I was thrown into WCW.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
You knew I was going to.
Well, this worries me now, because now that it's my turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta hope.
I know two that you want. I know the two that you really want, and they're against the same person.
The two that I want are against the same person?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to break a rule, but because it's so close, this is going to be my third match. But it's so close that it's almost it's one segment, but it's two matches.
Oh, you're lumping them together.
Yes.
I was gonna do that too if it came down to it.
Well, I'm putting them in there automatically right now. So I'm doing the Rock Jericho, Austin Jericho, and him winning
undisputed title.
Exactly. It's our show, so we can break the fucking rules if we want. So I think
that gets an okay one because I was already thinking we should do that. So I'm in 100% agreement. I mean, I think you can lump them in as one match because they were both the duration of one long match.
Yes.
Like they were both, if you put them together, it was like a half-hour match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he only went, I think, 12 to 15 minutes with Austin.
He only went 15 with The Rock.
Yeah, so there you go. So you have a half-hour match right there. Yeah,
so I am in agreement with that. I'm actually okay with that pick.
Okay. I hoped you would be. I mean, that's I mean, as far as the career of Jericho, that's big.
Yeah. When you think of iconic Jericho, that's one of those moments. When you don't think of debut for WWF Jericho, I think winning the Undisputed Championship is one of, if you're thinking, well, actually, if you follow Chris Jericho, like I think that's it. Like I think that's 1 and 2. Like the debut in WWF, and I think that him winning that, beating Rock and Austin
in the same night. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. So this one, now I'm praying that you put this one on the list so I can put a different one on the list.
So I know which one you're thinking of. And yes, I do believe it absolutely should be on the list. But
you can take it if you want.
But my worry is that you're going to leave out one that I think should be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I have the confidence in you to pick the one that I'm thinking of. I think you screw me.
This is such a shitty chess match, like Eggy said. It's so much fun to do.
Because there's like...
I'm looking at 4 or 5 matches that I'm going to be like, I cannot believe they're not on this. It's because it's so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, but there really is.
I feel like we're looking at the same 2 matches and worrying that neither one of us are going to put these matches on. I feel like we should just go with what we thought should go on it and just go with that because we already got 3. We have 2 more left, and you know that whatever you say, I'm probably going to say the other one. At least that's what you're hoping.
Yeah, but a third one just entered the fray.
Oh, shit. All right. Number 4.
Oh no!
Who knew something could put you under so much pressure that means absolutely nothing? And
it means absolutely nothing, but I don't want to be wrong.
We're not getting anything from this. Like, we're not reporting this to anybody. We are literally just having this conversation for everyone listening and us. And you are super stressed at the next pick.
Yeah, I know. This is the hard part of this because we only get 5 and there should be 10. This is the hard part. What do I leave out?
On you.
Here's the thing, though. I know you're going to say
it. So then you say it and make me pick something different. And at least it's on there then.
Interesting, but I don't know if I want to give up my... All right, fuck it. It's Jericho versus Michaels, the ladder match from fucking No Mercy 2008.
I'm surprised that you went No Mercy. I thought you were going to go Mania.
No.
I was surprised you went No Mercy.
Yeah, that was a better one.
I don't know.
You mean the Mania match? What was it, Mania 19?
Yeah.
So is that your fourth? Is that your last pick?
No, not if you put No Mercy, Jericho and Michaels. No way. Because now you're definitely full. Like I would have went Mania 19 easy, like hands down.
Really?
Yeah.
Was your second pick the ladder match?
No. That's why I said I think you're wrong when you say that it's with the same person, because I only have Sean on here this once.
So you're not making that the last match?
No, because you already did No Mercy, so I'm not putting it on there. I'm not putting Michaels on there just to be on there. Because
yes, but do you believe it's the next best match?
No, because I think this one that I'm going to put on is bigger and better.
Uh-oh. What are you about to do?
So my last pick.
Oh, no. What are you about to do? I'm not going to say anything if you want to put Shawn Michaels on there again.
No, because I don't want to do that. Like I feel
really?
it cheapens the list because
I think that's 1 and 2. I think I just happen to like the ladder match better, the brutality in it. And plus it puts a different style match in his his list, his essential list.
Well,
I think you all need that really great match.
Not anymore, because the one I'm putting on is versus Kenny Omega, January of 2018, and it's the unsanctioned match. It's not the Wrestle Kingdom match. It's the unsanctioned match where they got Jericho's first ever 5-star match. So I feel like that deserved to be on the list.
Wow. So we really did put this in a timeline.
Yeah.
We made
not even meaning to.
Wait, that might actually be really good. That's what we should do. Put it in chronological order from now on.
Yeah, but it's hard because we don't know that we're doing that. So
no,
we didn't know we were going in that order from youngest to oldest Jericho.
We all right. Now let's just go over. We left off the one we just said, the Michaels Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Left off him versus Triple H in the Last Man Standing. That was almost going to be my pick. That was the third one that crept. That was the one that crept in.
Okay.
And then he's got 2 or 3 alone with The Rock. Like him and The Rock were incredible.
I thought him and Punk with that payoff. I thought that was great. And not only that, you want to talk about another great, but it's tainted because of how everything transpired after the match, and that's him versus
Triple H.
No. I'm going
beat Triple H at Penn State for the freaking championship.
Oh, that definitely blew up. Yeah, that's another one we surpassed. But the one I'm talking about is
stripped of it right after the fact.
That they reversed it.
Oh my God, Jericho won the title, and the fucking place went absolutely ape shit.
Yeah, and they reversed the decision, but that skyrocketed him and made him a main eventer anyway, without him even winning the title. But
when you're pulling the trigger on that and you're in the back, sometimes you just got to go, you know what?
Yeah.
We got it. We have it.
It's the same thing we said with Orange Cassidy. When he had that Omega.
On a very, very lesser scale, yes.
Well, no, but that should have been the time. Of course. But the timing of it, when you know you have the fans and this is the reaction you want, that was the time to go with Jericho. And
yes, absolutely.
just like Orange was the same way. It was the time to give it to him.
Even if it was only a short run for Orange Cassidy, like maybe 2 months or a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it might have been, the next pay-per-view, which is 4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, they had him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had him. What was the one you were just about to say?
Owens at 33.
Really? Even though that was a downgrade of what it should have been?
Exactly. And that's why that's honorable mention, because it gets looked at as because there was no title, because they took the title away. And excuse me.
It wasn't their United States title. It was for the United States title because Jericho was the U.S. champion. And
yeah. You're right. But everyone wanted the main title. They wanted it to be main event.
It shouldn't have been fucking Goldberg.
Yes. So, and that's the other thing that takes it away from it, taking the belt off of Owens and then making it the second match.
That sucks so bad. But that's when Brock beat Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the first time they did that when Goldberg shocked everybody and beat Lesnar in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That was actually cool because it was surprising. But no, taking that title off of Kevin Owens to give to Goldberg to lose to Lesnar was fucking stupid.
Taking it off Owens at any point for any reason was stupid, and especially because Goldberg was involved. But yeah, there's so many black eyes on that match, but it's still phenomenal storytelling all the way through.
Yeah, great. Goldberg buried Jericho back in the day, and then he buried KO fucking in real lifetime, and those two were together when it happened.
All comes full circle.
Fucking Goldberg. He really does suck.
Dude, watching that documentary on Peacock and seeing the Goldberg thing and how they did business and how he didn't want to go in with Jericho, and that's why it never happened. He tried
to make it sound like he was doing something right for the business.
No.
Like he made it sound like, oh yeah, I'm just putting the business in front of, like that's how he made it sound.
Yeah. I hated him. I hate him even more now. Now that I remember that what happened, I hate him even more now. I can't stand him.
I mean, I was never a Goldberg fan.
I was for one night, and that's when he won the title against Hogan. I wanted him to beat Hogan so bad.
It's one of those moments that you really like, and then you're just like, all right, that was the ultimate payoff, and that was pretty much it. That was like the peak because
all they made off it was tickets. They didn't make any money because it all went on live TV.
Yeah. No, I mean they were hot after that. They
had their way for a while, but the money you could have made stacking up and getting ready to go, like it would have been astronomical at that point.
Yep. Nah, their pay-per-views were nothing like WWF or WWE. I mean, they had some cool shit happening, but it was nothing like the spectacle.
So do you have any others that we missed?
No, I mean, his time in WCW when he was a part of that cruiserweight division, like he had like great matches. He had matches, not just, he had matches in WCW with Ultimo Dragon. He had matches in Japan with Ultimo Dragon. Those two had really good chemistry. Juventud Guerrero, Psychosis. Mm-hmm. Well, no, Juventud Guerrero was in there too. Eddie. I mean, that division was stacked. Rey Mysterio. Like that division was stacked, and Malenko. Mm-hmm. I mean, completely. Like you can't have a bad match, especially when they were like filling out the first hour of Nitro.
Oh yeah,
they were like going out, and they were always the opening match on the pay-per-views, but they set the pace. Like they were probably one of the most interesting parts of WCW.
It's different.
If you really enjoy watching wrestling and seeing like an actual wrestling match, mm-hmm. like I remember me and my dad always being locked into that. Like the first, like this is really good. Mm-hmm. We like didn't know like a lot of these people because like you don't know them until you actually get to see them a lot.
Yeah,
me and my dad weren't watching fucking luchador shit. We didn't have that type of access. We had Prism though for the Flyers.
Yeah. That's all that counted.
And they gave you the fucking Prism hat, that ugly ass Prism hat.
I would love to see how many people remember Prism.
You're in the Philadelphia area and you're in the 35 to
up, 35 and up.
Yeah, 35 and up community, and you're listening to this. You remember Prism.
Yeah,
and
of course.
The only reason you got Prism if you're in this area was because of the Flyers.
Of course. Yeah.
They're so pissed when they moved them.
Why? It created Comcast Sportsnet.
What the hell is this? Like, what is this? I gotta pay to watch them now? They always had the worst shit on too. It turned into stars eventually. Then they finally put good movies on.
So we got way far. We're ending this show talking about Prism. So
that's okay.
I think that'll end the show. I love doing Jericho. This was such a fun list to do.
It's the list of Jericho.
That's right. Yes, it's the essential list of Jericho.
Yes.
So
title.
So we hope you enjoyed. We hope we know there's a couple in there that you probably wouldn't think of or wouldn't put on there, but we hope you liked it.
Depends on when you started watching wrestling.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure there's someone who's in their early 20s who have completely different lists than what we would have.
Absolutely.
So if you want to send us, let us know. If you liked it, hated it, send us yours. Any social media at 215 Wrestling, Brotherly Love Wrestling. And please like, subscribe, 5-star rating, help us out. And we'll be talking to you very soon with our next episode.